Hi, welcome to another screencast video of AlgoDocs. Today I will be walking you through the process of creating extractors for extracting data from a multi-page invoice document using rule-based extraction method. Here's my sample document, and I'll be extracting 6 fields, which are invoice dates, invoice number, purchase order number, bill to field, items table, and invoice total. So let's jump right into the extractors page to create a new extractor. I input a name and select a sample document. I head over to Extractor Editor to begin adding fields. So I start with the invoice number field, and remember I am using rule-based data extraction method. I do not need these default filters, so I take them out. I will be making use of the advanced keyword-based search filter, so I copy this keyword. I need to select the data type of my search phrase, which is invoice number. There are different data types to choose from. For value position, I select below the phrase. With my data captured, I can remove spaces. I select trailing blank spaces option. I can duplicate invoice number field to create invoice date. I need to make some adjustment to the filters for invoice date. So I change the data type to date. And I can adjust the output format. I want it to display as day, month, and year. You can choose any output format you want. I don't need the trailing blank spaces filter, so I save this field. I will duplicate invoice number field for purchase order number because they are of same data type. I just need to change the search phrase. Now for the bill to field, I will use a different method to capture the data. Under the rule-based data extraction method, I select the field to text option. I right-click and drag my mouse to select the area I want to capture. Then I use the crop text filter to specify start position to capture the text after bill to. Then specify end position to text match before remit. With my data captured, I can remove line breaks. Then I use the Remove Blank Spaces filter to remove multiple blank spaces. I can save this field. To capture the value of total, I use a different approach. For page selection, I need to select Apply to all remaining pages, because I might have total in any page other than page 2 if the document has more pages due to the increase in table item. I will be using the Specify Start Position filter to capture every raw data after subtotal, because it always appears before the value of total. Then I will also apply the Specify Start Position filter to capture the value after total. With end-of-line filter, I can keep just the value after total. I can use the Find Numbers filter to format numbers, then I save. Now I have to create my items field. Under the rule-based data extraction method, I'll be using the table extraction option. I add column separators to define the table columns. To add more lines, I use the plus icon. With the column separated, I change the page selection to Apply to all remaining pages, because I might receive another document in the same format, which have table items extended up to page 50, 100, or 1000. So with that done, I can start refining my captured data. I have data captured which are not part of the table. So to keep the data which are part of the table, I'll start by ensuring that description data in column 2 are kept in the same row, because if we take a look at the original file, each description is kept in one row, but here we have them in different rows. To do that, I'm going to use the Alter Rows filter. I select the Merge Rows option, and I specify where column 1 has a value. Now you see the data in column 2 is properly captured. To take out the other data which are not part of the table, I'm going to use the Keep Rows option using column 4 as a criteria, where column 4 has a value which is a float number. My table is properly extracted. I have 11 rows in my table, and in my document, I also have 11 rows. I can further customize the look of my table. I want invoice number, invoice date, purchase order number, bill to, and total to be columns, and their data as rows in this table. So to do that, I'll use the Alter Columns filter and the Add Column option, and it has added a new column before column 1, which is actually where I wanted it to start. You can specify whatever position you want to add a new column. And with the Fill Cells of Column option, I can fill the value of invoice number into the new column. So I'm going to be repeating the same process for invoice date, purchase order number, bill to field, and total. I have added the columns and populated the rows of invoice date and purchase order number. But for bill to and total fields, I will be doing something different. I want them to be added after column 14. After adding bill to and total columns, I can now set column headers. With the Alter Columns option, I can change the column headers. My column headers have been renamed. I can save and exit the extractor editor. I head over to the extracted data page. Here I can download the Excel file of my extracted data. In my Excel sheet, you can see the invoice number, invoice date, purchase order number, bill to, and total fields as headers, but I can hide them. I return to my AlgoDocs account, and in Extractors page, I select the fields and table icon of my extractor. Then I uncheck the fields I want to hide. In my extracted data page, only items table can be seen. If I open the Excel file, You can see that those headers are hidden but remain visible in my items table, and we can always go back to our extractor and check those fields to be displayed. Now I can upload numerous documents to my extractor for data extraction. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you continue to use the numerous features that AlgoDocs offers. Remember, you can always send your questions or support requests to support@algodocs.com, and we will give you a quick response.